Hey guys, how's it going? Ancient Rain here, back with another guide, and I will be showing you how to stay out of and get out of Fight for Your Life on Zane. There's a big misunderstanding. People say that Zane does no damage to Fight for Your Life. Zane sucks in Fight for Your Life. If you go on Fight for Your Life in Zane, you'll always die. But this is wrong. Zane actually does pretty good damage, and has so many kits to get out of Fight for Your Life with DLC and without, and yeah, I'll be showing you how with tons of examples. So the first most obvious thing for keeping Zane alive is salvation. You can shoot a gun and instantly heal back with almost any good gun. And that's just the easiest. But then you have clone. We get out a clone weapon, like the Sandhawk, and he will draw aggro away. And can also proc salvation. You can see I'm not dying, but I'm also not shooting a gun, because that is because of clone. So clone's aggro draw plus clone doing salvation, proccing all that, makes it so it's very, very hard for you to die this way. And then clone's just killing enemies for you. Now you don't even have to go full red tree for a clone. You can just throw out the base clone with a little bit spec'd into red, as you will see I have in here. I went to old U. I have which one's real, which is the main aggro draw. And just clone shooting enemies will draw aggro. The only thing you really have to do is make sure clone's health doesn't get too low. It was getting low, and then I swapped, and it's got health back again, and that is because of Quick Breather. That's two ways you can use clone. So if you don't like full on clone, you can just use a little bit, and you still have points to go in full blue and purple tree. Okay, so a way to stay out of Fight for Your Life is barrier. Barrier isn't the best at it. Clone is a lot better in my experience, but it's definitely a comfy way to stay out. Now, some things with splash, enemies running into you will get you through the barrier, but I like to run to go to the turrets field, because turrets field shocks enemies that come into contact, like the melee enemies that can be like guardians, war dogs. And because of all this skills and the skill points we have, we can go down this far more than 10 points without losing too much. It's only 6 extra points. You can get some nice cooldown, or I'd say you could get Rise to the Occasion for some nice health regen. And then I really like really expensive jacket, because this also really helps you stay out of Fight for Your Life. Because the main thing that can hurt you is dots. Dots is a big thing that can kill Zane. So that's definitely a go-to in my opinion. So you see, I run into them and they just get staggered. And I'm out, and it also has a very short cooldown. You see I'm out of Fight for Your Life again. I throw out barrier. Shoot again. Salvation. And this is actually one of the things I do on one of my builds, is I go this deep, so I can stagger enemies so they can't hit me when I use barrier. And now another way to stay out of Fight for Your Life is using Cryo Weapons, like I have a Herald here, with Duct Tape mod. It is the skill in Red Tree. That'll give you splash immunity to your own guns and grenades, and it works for anything that is non-elemental or cryo, because it'll still apply dots to you, but cryo weapons do not have dots. Now I'll take off my shield, and take off my grenade, because those had bonus elements for it, and then I will shoot at the ground. You see I am not getting damage at all. And what you could pair with that is you can use the antifreeze, where while slowed you gain 100% movement speed. So you're just going this. So you're just kind of going along, and you're still cryoed. The only thing you can't do is you can't really slide while cryoed. As you can see here. But now I can slide. Alright, now we'll go over some ways to get out fight for your life. And this is one of the easiest ways. Is just to use a Seeing Dead class mod. It will activate the kill skills and fight for your life. It is the easiest way, but the big thing you do give up is a good class mod spot. Now this is good if you are using clone builds or you want high acting skill uptime, but those are very niche, and in your higher up builds you usually will not use a Seeing Dead. See, kill skills get activated and it's going out like that. Seeing Dead right here. And this is the pistol I'm using. Very, very easy way to get out fight for life. But you do not get to use, say, antifreeze or spy or executor or hustler. All these much, much better class mods. Alright, and now another way to get out fight for your life. Surprise, we're back at clone. Clone is just that good. Now, you'll have to make sure clone stays up, but because of the skill Hold U, you can get back easily anytime you're in fight for your life. Now you can also still get out, but it's a quick tool if you're in a tough situation. And here you will see Hold U here, and I just went to here. Now if you have trouble keeping clone up, you can go to Boom Enhance, and you still aren't losing too much damage. You lose a couple skill points, but it's not too bad. And we're at clone still, and here we have a full tree spec now, using full long clone. Still use which one's real, and doppelganger to just reposition clone whenever. But it's mainly which one's real, and then doppelganger, double barrel. Sorry. And you use a good clone weapon. I'm using the Sandhawk. Plasma Code does pretty well. A free radical, tons of stuff. OPQ Anarchy. I just find the Sandhawk to be the best weapon. Now, clone does a lot of damage, so it's really a really good way of getting out fight for your life. Now, position clone over here. We'll go into fight for your life. And then killed an enemy. I just keep coming back. I'm trying to kill myself. And then I just died because I kept putting myself in fight for it. But did you see how much time it took for that to happen? That was a lot of death. Now the next thing that you could do to get out of fight for your life is using drone. Drone actually could do some really good damage. What you'll want to do is use the boomsday augment. The other augment doesn't really matter, but I like using static field because that'll fill up your shields, which is just also, I guess, another way to stay out of fight for your life. And you use that with a U-Red Guardian Angel. Now, obviously the U-Red won't work if you're using Seeing Dead, but you don't need to do this trick if you're using Seeing Dead. Seeing Dead stays separate from all other tips going on. U-Red Guardian Angel gives up the 500% B2 damage, which will apply to your drone. Now I will send out drone here. Put myself in fight for life. And then you see he already killed enemies. Now look, I'll be out of fight for life, and you can see this is without the U-Red rank. It's just destroying enemies. This is one of the really good, calming, relaxing ones. Now, drone can break sometimes and won't like catch up with you, and then you can't guide it and direct it, so that can be a downfall. But still very, pretty consistent thing to do. And now we have Mayhem modifiers. Now I know a lot of people like to play on M11, but M10 is actually really good for Zane. First of all is Speed Demon. Easy modifier, gains speed, helps a lot with Fight for Your Life. But it's also a good speed boost to help bring up that violent momentum in Fight for Your Life. So it's a little bit of speed boost, not as much, but it still helps. And then it also helps you dodge bullets, I guess, non-Fight for Your Life. But then you have and stuff like Laser Ferret Freeze Tag, which if you're using Barrier, that's when I'd use them. They do not hurt you. But if you go into Fight for Your Life, you can use those for second wins. And you get back up, bring out Barrier again, and then you are good again. And then it's just a rinse and repeat. Now you have also Healy Avenger and Drone Ranger. Those are peaceful modifiers that don't affect you, and honestly I use if I'm using M10. Those are also amazing second wins. And then you also have Buddy System, which isn't the best, but it's because they can get stuck at walls, but they are good Fight for Your Life solutions. So Mayhem modifiers can be good for Fight for Your Life while not hurting you too much. Okay, now another thing, and really it's another simple one, is just using any meta weapon. Here I have 3 choices from different DLCs and base game. I have the Herald, I have the Free Radical, which is the main one I use, and I have the Crit, which is base game. Now you can do consecutive hits or URAD. I mainly do URAD, but I found consecutive hits to be really good. Usually you don't use consecutive hits on Zane, but this is in Fight for Your Life, because you are not getting full benefit from the gun damage of your kill skills and from violent momentum. Now I have this here, and also passives help a lot as well with these. So I have matching pistol damage, splash damage, and weapon crit. So splash damage will help with these two, but the crit doesn't do splash, and also actually the pistol damage doesn't help either, but it's also a really insane thing. And then if your Revolter's up, that'll help as well, or if you have an old god, that'll help just damage shields in general. And now in this Malawan Company Man, I have Malawan damage. This is gun damage, so this usually doesn't help Zane. I mainly chose this just for Fight for Your Life to help. Gotta think, damage, this is gun damage you get where Fight for Your Life if that's your toughest place. So go ahead and Fight for Your Life, do a Herald, get that up, and you see now it is slower, but like a Free Radical, get that down. This is why Free Radical is my favorite, but I know everyone does not own 6. Now we can do like a hail, or not a hail, a crit. That crit damage is insane as well. And there we go. So yeah, just passives in general and your meta weapons is a very easy and simple choice as well. Doesn't affect your game that much. You'd really only get like mag size and reload speed, I guess. Mainly mag size in the Company Man if you want it perfect, but I like to think about Fight for Your Life, and this is a big thing about it. Alright, and now another thing what we have here is using the Face Puncher. Now I am using the Spy class mod. Now the Arm and Flint does not apply to Face Puncher, but it does apply to the Monarch. So what we will do, activate drone here, go into Fight for Your Life, freeze him with Arm and Flint, and look at this, you can kill him because of that. Now there's an artifact I do not have, which is the Icebreaker, which gives me 2 damage. This is also a great combination. I don't have it on me, take note. And also Icebreaker, which is a very good artifact in general for Zane. Now I will go into Fight for Your Life again. This time, I'll do this, freeze him. Use the face puncher. Now I think drone killed something there. But you see, he's still frozen. And also, usually you will have overkill while fighting. Now I do not. But overkill plus this U-Red Anoint, plus we have Cold Bore, and plus the 3 times of frozen enemies. That makes a good combo for the face puncher. Now you also don't need to do cryo. You could do Monarch, and you can pair it up with Brain Freeze. Brain Freeze, you create a bunch of enemies, you will freeze them, and then you swap the face puncher, and then you just have a good Monarch with a good Anoint for Zane, and then that's just a regular gun. You still only use 1 weapon slot, and then you don't need Spy. You can use an Anti-Freeze or an Executor. I'm using Executor. I'd say it's a good thing with if you have an Icebreaker, or just using Brain Freeze is good with an Icebreaker, and then you have good slot for Fight for Your Life and just regular damage. This is a very good and popular combination. Now another thing that you could use is the Spy class mod. This is a good Fight for Your Life damage comp, mainly because of the point of Armor and Flint. Now you don't need the Spy class mod, but you also don't always have Armor and Flint. Now the skill tree spec, I do have it, but let's say you're going a full clone build, you go full blue, full red, and then you get some points here, but oh no, you don't have all this. Now your clone usually should be able to, but sometimes you may have some trouble, maybe clone's down. This class mod is also just very good for consistent damage. You can get gun damage and cooldown and crit, but this damage is active in Fight for Your Life. It's not a kill skill. All you gotta do is aim down sights. So go down, and you get that B2 damage, and you get right back up. And this is just good in general play, if it fits your play style. Spy is really good for that. I also just like aim down sights, so Spy also fits my playstyle a lot of the time. And then I won't show off this because it's the same deal, but you can also have the Pearl. It gives fire rate, which is good, but the main thing is the damage. Now the gun damage, general play, not the best, but it gives gun damage, which is a good Fight for Your Life till you are giving stuff up, but you're really having trouble. You can go here and do all this, and now you have that, and then also gives 15 stacks of a multiplicative gun damage that applies to your other regular gun damage. So that's very strong in general play, but this will also apply to Fight for Your Life. Now in the end, it all comes to skill and learning these different techniques. You can put a lot into this, and for your basic gun build, still do a lot of damage. Because honestly, with all the skill points we have and all the crazy gear, we don't lose too much. We already had a really high peak, and the peak just getting higher and higher. As you can see here, I have actually a good amount of stuff planned for going into Fight for Your Life, but I don't go into it. I learned the area. Barrels can be dangerous, but I learned where those are. I make sure clone's alive. I have it at good health. And I'm not getting attacked as I was when I was doing demonstrations, because I am just going all full focus. Fight for Your Life. I get out. I didn't even have Guardian rank on, and that was my damage. Clone's low, swap. Get those rails out of the way. They can't kill me. Now this is just the beginning of Mallet Takedown. Not very difficult. Bridge is a lot harder in different areas, but it was just a good example, I thought, where I could show many situations. Now this is also in the build document for the Zane guide, which will be in the description. But I hope you guys enjoyed this guide on how to stay out of and get out of Fight for Your Life. Peace.